I just finished up a hour and a half Zoom webinar called Apostilles, an overview for Alabama notaries. We had a small turnout, which is fine because it allows for plenty of time for questions and answers. Apostilles, or apostille, also pronounced by some apostles, but whenever I hear that, I think of Christ's disciples, um, is a document that is prepared in Alabama by the Secretary of State's office. And being an apostille agent involves a little bit of notarization, usually, and then working with state government offices to actually produce the apostille. If you are an experienced notary public, and this is something that interests you, I want to encourage you to check my training website to see when the next apostille class, not class, but webinar overview is being offered. I'll get another date posted for August 2025, but that's not really why I'm doing this video. I'm doing this video because I was reminded that becoming a notary public, and specifically to my target audience, becoming an Alabama notary public is just the beginning. Some of you will continue to be an Alabama notary public and just leave it at that. You'll be content being a mobile notary, an office notary, or a notary signing agent and nothing more. But for many others, it's the beginning of other opportunities. And I was reminded of that this evening. I was reflecting back on how I became a Alabama civil process server. I did not go looking to do that. I had no interest in serving court documents, but by me being a mobile notary and advertising my notary services, I kept getting phone calls from law firms, lawyers, paralegals asking me to please serve documents for them in my city, in my county. And even though I kept saying no, they kept calling until finally I agreed. And that opened up a whole new, I won't say world, but a whole new opportunity for me. I have been serving court documents since 2008. That led me to become a licensed Alabama private investigator that I had no plans on ever doing. Becoming a commissioned Alabama notary also led me to field inspections, business verifications, where companies, sometimes insurance companies, sometimes credit card reader companies would hire me to go to a new business and take pictures and ask the owner questions and make sure they had file cabinets that locked, shredders that locked, so forth and so on. Never dreamed of it. That led to mystery shopping. That led to what else? And so, if you started your notary journey and you're like, you know what, this checking ID, stamping papers, journal, it's not for me, it's okay because there are other things that you can do and will be in the position to do. I recently scheduled a informational Zoom for Alabama residents. Did I open it up to other states? I might have, who are interested in learning more about becoming a civil process server. If that interests you, I want to encourage you to go to my training site, Alabama. No, it's not. trainalabama.com and register. I scheduled 2 dates in August, the first week of August. So you'll want to go ahead and do that as soon as possible. And during those informational sessions, I'll talk about formal process server training. But yeah, I have enjoyed the opportunities that becoming a commissioned notary has brought to me over the years. I'm not bragging. Please, I hope this doesn't sound like boasting. I don't mean it that way. Um, I've been asked to teach or lead uh, workshops at conferences. I was asked recently to lead a class for continuing education credits for a certain occupation. And so I want you to just rethink that notary commission. Now, granted, if being a notary, that is the last thing you want to be, then no, don't become a notary just to try to do something else, but become a notary, get the commission, um, and see what else you learn about, hear about, what else comes your way. And I got a very interesting call this evening that I referred to another Alabama notary who is better suited for it due to location. But you bet your bippy I'll be calling that notary to follow up and say, how did it go? I'll share this last thing because really, I think this is a rant. I wasn't sure what playlist to put this recording in, but it's a rant. I don't think I've shared this on camera. I might have. But several years ago, I got a call from a law firm who wanted to hire me to notarize 50 to 100 signatures for them. And I asked questions. What type of documents? Do they require oaths? Um, we talked fees and the purpose of the form. We got all that out. I turned it down because I was not a resident of that county. And I knew that my travel, it would take a while to get there, plus being there all day. I just said it would be cost prohibitive, I felt, and I recommended a different notary who resided in that county. Thankfully, that notary was available. In my mind, after that call, I turned down a $400 to $500 opportunity. The notary called me back maybe a week later, if that, to thank me for the referral. I was like, yeah, no problem. How did it go? They said it lasted at least 2 days. And they made, what do they say? If it's six figures, five figures. Hey, it was way more than $400 to $500. Okay, let me just say that. And my mouth, he couldn't see it because I was on the phone. My mouth dropped open. I got in my feelings. I was like, what? And yeah, there were far more signatures that needed to be signed, and the need to reschedule another day. And it turned out favorable. So don't put blinders on. There's more to that notary commission. And it's not just about the money, it's about helping people and the opportunity. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to check out the training site, trainalabama.com. See you in the next video.